Judgment Day just added another new member, so we'll see what the latest is there. We'll also see what's going on with Sonya Deville being fired as a WWE official, a big change for Lacey Evans, and more. Let's start things off with this brief but major update for Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans first left WWE back in spring of 2021 after revealing the news that she was expecting her second child. And since she's been cleared to compete, she's been itching to get back into the ring. Lacey's journey back to the ring started just over a month ago, where SmackDown started airing some video packages and promo from Lacey Evans, telling some personal stories from her own life. Lacey's old persona appeared to be gone, and she was coming back with a strong babyface persona that seemed to be influenced by her military background. She even appeared in front of the fans on the SmackDown Before Backlash and was getting the crowd hyped up and standing in the crowd. It was reported that all these weeks of personal backstories from Lacey Evans would lead to this massive babyface run for her character on SmackDown. Well, the latest report now tells everyone to forget about that. Forget about the 5 weeks of babyface promos. Forget about her coming out on SmackDown. Forget everything you just saw about her over the last few weeks, because plans have changed. PW Insider is now reporting that WWE has decided to bring Lacey Evans to Raw as a heel instead of the previous plan. And this did tick some fans off because you wasted 5 weeks getting invested into Lacey's new babyface character, and now none of that matters. It's like as if they want us to forget that we even saw that. So yes, that whole part about it is a little bit annoying, but that's apparently the new plans for her. Lacey will be joining Raw as a heel, which is great because Bianca Belair does need some more top heels to feud with. But the big problem with Lacey coming to Raw is that it makes a weak SmackDown women's roster even weaker. With Raw gaining yet another big name for their women's division and SmackDown losing another name, this is continuing to make fans believe even more that Bayley's return is coming soon, and most definitely happening on SmackDown. So we'll have to see how that all continues to unfold. Another big story on Raw this week was Sonya Deville's karma finally catching up to her. Sonya was very dismissive of Adam Pearce all night long, but when Sonya finally got to the ring, Adam Pearce told her the news that he's been trying to tell her all night. And that's the fact that her contract as a WWE official is no more, and how she'll only be an in-ring competitor going forward. And also, her first opponent was the big returning Alexa Bliss. Alexa took Sonya Deville out in a matter of seconds, and Sonya's whole world came crashing down at once. So this is the kind of payoff everyone expected to see for the end of Sonya and Naomi's story, but better late than ever. So Sonya's nearly year-long reign of abusing her power, granting her advantages, title matches, and more have finally come to an end. Sonya Deville is no longer a WWE official, but will stick around as a regular in-ring competitor only. A popular fan theory out there right now is that Adam Pearce will get someone trustworthy enough to replace Sonya's spot as a WWE official. We've seen Drew Gulak appear in some sort of assistant role over the last few weeks, so he's definitely a candidate. But how about another actual woman to replace Sonya Deville? Well, it's quite funny that all this is happening this week, because Trish Stratus was just talking about how she would gladly love to return to WWE in the GM role. She thinks it's new, something different for her, and would accept that role in a heartbeat. So that's another great name to throw into the candidate box. Having Trish Stratus back in a WWE official role would be great. Maybe she can step in and make Sonya Deville pay for some of the evil things she's done over the last few months. And eventually, maybe you can even start teasing that actual return match for Trish Stratus. Maybe someone starts to really push Trish's buttons, and that eventually leads to Trish lacing up her boots for that big return match and opponent. Maybe for someone on the level of Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, and so on. So the idea of someone stepping in and filling that role next to Adam Pearce is quite interesting. Maybe it's a legend, like Trish Stratus, or maybe it's a superstar who's not really being used right now. Maybe that's someone that can come in and use that platform to elevate themselves, like the way Sonya Deville did. Sonya's portrayal of this evil boss character was great, because she was just pure evil and very easy to root against. But now, that evil boss element has been removed from her character. What will her direction be now? Well, one route is easily the revenge route. Maybe everyone that Sonya has wronged over the last year can now step up to her, since she can no longer hide behind that WWE official jacket anymore. So maybe that's a story that they'll play with for a while. Maybe some people do come back for revenge on Sonya, or maybe she does something else with Alexa Bliss. We'll have to wait on that. The Judgment Day came back out on Raw this week even stronger than before with their latest member, Rhea Ripley. Edge even came out with a whole new look. His iconic long hair was chopped off. Edge talks about the potential he saw in Rhea Ripley, how she was a juggernaut that was taking things slowly when she should be running through things at full speed. One of Edge's final lines was that Judgment Day was still looking for more new members. He was then interrupted by Liv Morgan. What's great about Judgment Day at this current moment of time is that they all have their own rival. Edge is feuding with AJ Styles, Damian Priest is feuding with Finn Balor, and Rhea Ripley is feuding with Liv Morgan. So it's not like one or two members are just standing around doing nothing behind Edge. That's not the case at all. They're all one unit, but they each have their own rival that they're dealing with at the moment. So that's great. Even though it's a strong faction with these three members, like we mentioned before, Edge made it clear that he's still looking for more people who fit in the same category as Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. Superstars who are extremely well gifted but not using their full capabilities. That's what they're looking for. So anyone that falls under that umbrella is a prime candidate for Judgment Day. Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley were always the mentioned names for Edge's faction, but no other names were reported ever since. A lot of fans are suspicious of Finn Balor though. He's been trying to help AJ Styles with Judgment Day, but will Finn reach a breaking point where he eventually gives in and decides to join Edge because he pretty much fits into that same description perfectly? Finn is truly gifted, but maybe he needs Judgment Day to put him over the top. Maybe that's what will go through his mind eventually. So it was a very exciting episode of Raw this week that pushed a lot of stories forward. So we'll have to continue to see what happens with Judgment Day, Sonya Deville, and Lacey Evans. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.